guys? It's your boy, Barca Boy 103. Today we're going to be reacting to the Barcelona news over the past 24 hours. We're going to talk about the contract renewal of Pedri, Ousmane Dembele, and Ansu Fati, and how right now the club's absolute priority is to renew these three players. Dani Olmo, he is still on the radar of Barcelona, and he is right now the top objective for Barcelona in the year of 2022. Miralem Pjanic did an interview with Marca after he left Barcelona on loan to Besiktas, and he absolutely exposed Ronald Koeman. And lastly, Umtiti in the middle of August went to have a meeting with the Barcelona board, and he cried and he begged for a second chance, and in the end the Barcelona gave him that second chance. But before we get into it, make sure you guys smash that like button down below. Let's try to get the 200 likes in this video. It'd be very much appreciated, and of course make sure you guys subscribe down below if you haven't already, and let's get into it. Before we get into this video is sponsored by the One Football app. It's an absolutely brilliant football app that I've been using now for the past few years. It's the best in my opinion. It has everything you need: breaking news, transfer news, videos. You have all the matches in the top 5 leagues in one spot, or you can even add more leagues. I believe it has 160 different leagues. And also you can follow your favorite football team. Of course, for me, it's going to be Barcelona. You can have, predictions. It tells you the next games. You have news about it as well. You have a nice little place where you can see all the tables for Champions League, Copa del Rey, Super Cup, La Liga. You can have the squad list as well. You can see all the first team players of Barcelona and some of the Barcelona B players as well. Nice little spot for transfers as well, for everything that's linked to just Barcelona. And during the match, there is live voting of the man of the match. But what I love about this app the most is when we score, it tells you who assists, it tells you if it's a penalty or an own goal. Some apps don't do that. It's absolutely brilliant. Of course, it has full-time stats as well, offside, possession. It also has news on La Liga, transfers on La Liga, and stats as well: top scorer, assists, red cards, yellow cards. This is by far the best football app out there, and the best part is it's free. So top link in the description down below. Give it a go. You won't be disappointed. Let's start off with the transfer news over the past 24 hours. Again, we've been linked with Dani Olmo for like the 5th day in a row. I have no idea why, but it's coming in from Mundo Deportivo, and they've come out saying that Barcelona have already planning for the next season, and one of their targets is Dani Olmo. A first meeting is already scheduled to negotiate with Leipzig and the player himself, but if the deal is made possible in January, Barcelona deem it better to wait until July. However, the club are aware of Leipzig reluctant to sell their player during the middle of the season, and Fernando Polo as well from Mundo Deportivo came out saying that Dani Olmo is Barcelona's objective for 2022, and there are reports coming out right now in the media saying that Joan Laporta is a big fan of the player. I think he's a good player. I think he would fit the system, but of course there are other priorities, i.e. a striker and the defense. The defense needs absolutely massive investment. Almost should be, an extra, a plus, an additional bonus. He shouldn't be, the main priority. But wait and see what happens. I definitely think we'll sign him next season. Again, the question is, will it be in January or in the summer? Most likely it will be the summer. Let's now get into the news surrounding Barcelona over the past 24 hours. The first topic that I want to discuss is Miralem Pjanic's interview with Marca. In yesterday's video, we talked about how Emerson did an interview with Marca, exposing his, perspective of him leaving to Tottenham from Barcelona. And now it's Miralem Pjanic's turn. Let's get in and see what he had to say. Started by saying that my situation was complicated from the beginning. I arrived 2 weeks late due to the COVID. I trained alone to get fit, and 10 days go by and the coach never came to tell me what he thought of the season. For me, simply to speak or introduce yourself. It was still early. I relaxed. I worked hard. I want to fight to play and go in well, and I got nothing. Time goes by and I play a game, then I don't, then I play, then I don't. It was good to play those games, but of course I want to play more to get more in the team. I'm one who always wants the maximum to get more. At a point I was playing less and things got complicated, so when I did play, it was difficult physically and mentally to be well, because it kills your confidence, because I did not have any communication with the manager. It was very strange. The coach is the one who says who plays and who doesn't, but there are different ways to do things. I'm a player who can accept everything, but I would always like to be told things face to face, not as if nothing has happened like I was 15 years old. I fought to the end. I've been professional with the lads, always working well, always for them, so they can prepare well for the next game. I know that if the coach stayed there, I had to find a solution. To this day, I still don't know exactly what he wanted. He didn't try to explain things to me or find solutions, and it was I who had to ask him what he wanted from me, from the position, what I'm doing right, what I'm doing wrong, to know and then adapt quicker to the team and be useful. In the season, at the end, you need 17 to 18 players to win titles, but for him, there are no problem in my game, and he didn't even give me an answer. Time had passed. The situation was getting worse, but for no reason. Like I said, I was behaving well, very professional. It's a very difficult thing to understand. There are many people inside the club that none of them understand what was happening. So Miralem Pjanic in this interview goes absolutely ham on Ronald Koeman. And you know what? I'm going to have to back Miralem Pjanic on this one. Ronald Koeman is probably the most stubborn coach we've ever seen in football. Go look at his history. At Valencia, he did the exact same thing. At Everton, he's done the exact same thing. And at Barcelona, he's done the same thing. Alex Collado, Ricky Puig, Miralem Pjanic, Samuel Umtiti, Matheus Fernandes. It's okay if you think the player is trash, but tell them that. Don't just make the player come into training every single week thinking he has a chance. Like, if you told him from the beginning, oh, I don't like you, just, nothing against you, I just don't like your style of play, Miralem Pjanic probably would have left, 6 months earlier. Like he said in the interview, if Ronald Koeman stayed, he wanted to leave. And it's just the lack of communication from Ronald Koeman to players that he doesn't like. He doesn't talk to Ricky Puig, Samuel Umtiti, Collado, Pjanic, Fernandes. He's there with, Piqué, Busquets, Jordi, all those lads, laughing it all up. And they're leaving these players in the dust. I did not like the behavior of Ronald Koeman. Now, of course, like I said before, if Ronald Koeman does not like Miralem Pjanic, tell him. Don't just leave him in the dark by himself in a little corner. It's just the stubbornness of this man is just absolutely unbearable. And if he does continue like this, he will not succeed as a Barcelona manager. Be straight up with your players. We pay them to play for the club. It's not a problem. We pay you to coach. Tell them, look, you have to improve this, or tell them, you know what? I just don't think you're a good player. I'm sorry, you want to go out on loan, go out on loan. Just be straight up. Stop being so stubborn. And this is a good example. In this interview as well, Miralem Pjanic said that, look, I'm not the only player who's suffering from this from the club. Of course, I don't want to speak on them. They can come out and talk about themselves. But we know who those other players are. Again, Ricky Puig, Samuel Umtiti, Matheus Fernandes. It's the whole entire list. Ronald Koeman is probably the most stubborn coach in history of the club, and to be honest, he needs to improve that, or else he will not succeed as the Barcelona manager. Now, a player that Ronald Koeman actually likes and actually recommended the club to sign on deadline day was Luke de Jong, and we do have some news about his presentation coming in from Mundo Deportivo, and Dave came out saying that Luke de Jong's presentation could be taking place on Monday. Joan Laporta and Matteo Alemany are enjoying some days off after a busy end of the market, having delayed the presentation until next week. So they say Monday, of course, that's tomorrow. But I believe it'll be sometime this week that's coming up. It could be Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. But of course, I think it will be before the weekend. So watch out for these weekdays coming up. I believe that Luke de Jong will be presented as a Barcelona player very, very soon. Let's now get into the news starting contract renewals of the club. As we all know, the priority of the club right now is to renew the contracts who expire next summer. And of course, Ousmane Dembele, Ansu Fati, and Pedri's contracts all expire this up and coming summer. Let's start off with Ansu Fati. Of course, he's all going to be coming in from Mundo Deportivo. He's come out saying that Barcelona have already spoken to Ansu Fati and informed him that the club is about to offer him a long-term contract, as he is viewed as the club's emblem. Ansu Fati wants to stay, and an agreement with his agent Jorge Mendes has to be reached. So Ansu Fati wants to stay, Joan Laporta wants him to stay, but now it is up to his agent Jorge Mendes. Now, I remember a year ago when I was very, very small on YouTube, I said to watch out for Jorge Mendes being Ansu Fati's agent. This could be a problem in the future. We all know he's a very, very powerful man in the football industry, so he could maybe push Ansu Fati out. But I believe with him getting the number 10, Barcelona showing all his faith in him, and he will push Jorge Mendes to keep him staying at the club. So wait and see. Only time will tell. But I believe that Ansu Fati will stay, and of course, Barcelona want to offer him a long-term contract. And with the number 10 shirt on his back, there is no doubt in my mind that he will stay at Barcelona. Next up is Ousmane Dembele, again coming in from Mundo Deportivo, and they've come out saying that Ousmane Dembele's renewal is considered urgent, as there is no option to extend. Laporta thinks that he is a different player and wants to renew him, obviously with a reduced salary, and the player is receptive, and there will be a meeting very, very soon. So we all know that Joan Laporta is a big fan of Ousmane Dembele. From his election campaign, he was saying that he was a big fan of Ousmane Dembele as a player, and he was a bit disappointed with all the injuries that he's had over the past few years. Now Ousmane Dembele right now wants to stay at the club, but of course he wants to see that contract renewal offer first, the wages, the variables, the bonuses, the term of the contract as well, the length of it as well. But Dembele wants to stay, and Joan Laporta wants to keep him, and right now Ousmane Dembele's contract renewal is the absolute priority, because right now in his contract there is no option to extend. In January, you can talk to any single club in the world and sign a pre-contract agreement. Wait and see what happens, but I believe when the meeting will happen, they will reach an agreement, and he should be renewing his contract over the next month or so. I'll wait and see, but again, he is the priority for Barcelona right now. And lastly, Pedri coming in again from Mundo Deportivo, and they've come out saying that Barcelona have the option to unilaterally extend Pedri's contract for 2 more years, but the club want to offer him a long 5-year contract to show him that they believe in him, and also Barcelona want to improve his salary. So right now in the squad, Pedri is one of the lowest paid players alongside Ricky Puig and Ronald Araujo, and Barcelona want to improve that. They want to show him how much we trust in him, give him some more money, give him a better contract, because of course last season absolutely fantastic. He's a starter right now for Barcelona, no doubt about that. Starter for Spain, broke through in the Euros and the Olympics, probably win the Golden Boy Award later on this year. So Barcelona want to tie him down to a long-term contract, and of course, Pedri wants to stay. We've all seen those pictures of Pedri as a little kid wearing a Barcelona jersey, holding up the Champions League trophy. We know that's his dream. We know he wants to stay, and of course, Joan Laporta will make that possible by giving him a better long-term contract. Now, for a player who we have absolutely no idea what his future entails is the future of Alex Collado. This one's coming in again from Mundo Deportivo, and they've come out saying that this summer, Alex Collado rejected a loan offer from teams that played in European competition, so not exactly the Champions League, but on deadline day, he decided to go to Sheffield United due to a few chances given by Ronald Koeman, but however, the move did not happen. Now from Barcelona, they're trying to find a solution for Collado, for him to find a team until January in a league where he can play and have an open market, or a formula to register him with Barcelona B, something complicated and beyond the legal process. So right now, Barcelona have two options for Collado. One, go out on loan until January to, Russia or Turkey, play some games, or two, risk it, stay here and hope that the RFEF let Collado play, and if they say no, he's going to be stuck on the bench for the entire season. So wait and see what happens over the next few days. Of course, the transfer market in Turkey and Russia closes on Tuesday and Wednesday, I believe, or maybe just Tuesday. So right now, the clock is ticking for Collado. Let's hope for the best for his future. Now, the last topic that I want to discuss before I end off this video is the reason why Samuel Umtiti stayed at Barcelona this summer. He did indeed call a meeting with Joan Laporta, and they sat down together with Joan Laporta, Matteo Alemany, and Rafael Usti, and as well as Miralem Pjanic, and he talked to them and told them why he wants to stay. Now, this story is coming in from Fernando Polo and as well as Alfredo Martinez, two very, very reliable sources, and they've come out saying that Umtiti asked for a meeting with the club in the middle of August to explain himself, to give his version of the situation. The start of the meeting was very tough and tense. Umtiti had character, but Joan Laporta pressured him a lot from the beginning. Umtiti wanted to continue at the club, and even more so when he found out that he was not in Ronald Koeman's plans for this season. Umtiti did not hesitate and asked to explain, pointing out the club's medical services never found the key to his injury. Umtiti informed the club that he had been working all summer with personal trainer and asked for a second chance. Joan Laporta, Rafael Usti, and Matteo Alemany listened carefully to his explanation, and when he finished, Joan Laporta told him that he believed in him. Joan Laporta was convinced that Umtiti deserved a second chance and that perhaps he lacked attention from the club, and after Joan Laporta told him that he could stay, Samuel Umtiti began to cry tears of joy, and Joan Laporta gave Umtiti a hug, and he also informed him that he would talk to Ronald Koeman to be sensitive with the situation. Now, let me know down in the comments below what you think about this. For me personally, I think, Umtiti has a point, but then again, we're not a charity home, right? If you're not good enough, you're not good enough. Oh, just because he cried, he can stay. So you're telling me if I go to the Barcelona board right now and I cry for a contract, they'll give me one? It doesn't really make sense for me. What I feel like is, I have a little bit, of a theory on Joan Laporta. What I think is happening is, look, he came mid-August. Joan Laporta tried to get rid of him now for a few months. He saw him crying. He's like, you know what? I'll let him stay, but I'll tell him to reduce his contract. He's like, oh, Umtiti, come here, give you a hug. Oh, it's okay, buddy, it's okay, it's okay. Reduce your contract. You will? Okay, yeah, you can stay. So I think that's Joan Laporta's plan, in my opinion. I think, you know what, he tried to get rid of him. He couldn't, so at least the thing you can do is, give him another chance, make him feel good, have a good connection with him, and also help the club by reducing his wages. But I see a lot of people reacting on, social media, Twitter, Instagram, not really happy with Barcelona because, of course, we're not, a charity home. So I'm on the fence with it. I think if he stays and reduces his salary, you know what, screw it. The window's closed now. What are we gonna do? But of course, this happened in the middle of August. So let me know down in the comments below what you think about the situation. For me personally, I'm just here saying, you know what, it is what it is. So that was my reaction to the Barcelona news over the past 24 hours. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you leave a like, and of course, leave me your thoughts down below in the comments on everything we discussed. But the main thing I want to first say about the contract renewal and the 3 players, which one would be your priority? Secondly, on Pjanic's interview, your thoughts about that, and lastly about Samuel Umtiti's situation in the board where a bit too harsh on him, a bit too generous to let him stay, and of course make sure you guys subscribe down below if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys next time on the channel. Take care and Forza Barca.